So, very good morning to all student members gathered here. So, I welcome you all for the course Principles of Management in 7th semester curriculum. So, today we are in the initial module number 1, Introduction to Planning in Management System. Before moving to the course information, I would like to give the introduction about the course objective for Principles of Management. So in this entire course, we have 5 modules covering all the 5 different modules. I will give the course objectives in short. Course objective is nothing but what for you people are supposed to learn principle of management in 7th semester. The first and foremost core objective is to understand the basic discipline of management and the various core philosophies in management system that has to be followed in workplace every day as a profession. Next core objective of principle of management, following the management functions very smoothly from time to time, starting from planning, organizing, staffing, controlling, and directing. These are the important management functions in the workplace. So in all the things, every individual has to be very uh, vibrant and strong enough in understanding the basic functions of management system. Next core objective, understanding the importance of staffing in management and try to give enough support resources to staffing in order to execute their potential from them. So this is all about the basic course objective for the subject in principles of management. Now we will move on to the chapter unit 1, the information. So this is the outline about the planning module in management system that we are going to discuss today. So let us understand the basic meaning, importance of planning in management system within the workplace. The term planning refers to the essential functions of management in a workplace organization. Planning involves setting the business goal and determining the future course of action for achieving the business goal. So this is the basic problem statement for a planning within the management system. When we have to go for a planning, how planning process has to be carried out, what are the things to be included in the planning phase, and who is supposed to do the planning, and why this is highly required to be a higher priority in management function. So in several possible way, we have to think, analyze, and then take a proper the course of action for promoting ourselves in order to obtain the best achievable possible outcomes in future. Let us see the remaining phase of discussion as continues. So with respect to management point of view, what do you know about planning? Generally, planning requires the information about the environmental working condition of the organization as well as the forecasting of future directions. In addition to that, the planning requires a good decision makers. A manager must have the ability to take a good decision making by minimizing the risk and improving the maximum productivity of the organization. So in that case, Every planners must attempt to forecast better future conditions for the successful running of the organization. So forecasting is a basic foundation for doing the planning activity. Next can be considered in the following information as given below. Planning is a process which has several steps. The process begins with environmental scanning, which simply describes about how the planners must be aware of the critical contingencies facing their organization. See, before going to propose the planning activity, we have to study the existing problem arising in the workplace system. What are the existing problem in terms of economic conditions and also information about the core competitors and their customers. We have to study the existing information and then we need to realign our planning strategy according to the needs and requirement. In addition to that, the planners must have establishment of well-defined objective for the business, and that is considered to be the important statement of needs to be achieved and when it has to be done. The planners have to identify the alternative course of action for achieving the objectives. So each and every thing must have different number of alternative and we have to solve each and every alternative which has to be fulfilled. Out of 10 different business goals, any one will be feasible, that can be achievable, more result oriented. So after evaluating the various alternatives, the planner must take a proper decision about the best possible course of action for achieving the objectives. The chosen objective must be formulated with following necessary steps for effective implementation of the plan. Say for an example, you want to buy the raw material to a particular vendor. So you can have a material purchase quote from 10 different vendors. Out of the 10 different vendors, you can choose only one who is considered to be more simple and best in terms of cost of the material as well as quality and time delivery. So the manager should be able to decide the suitable course of alternative for achieving the business plan and objectives accordingly. These are the various dimensions of the planning according to the management point of view. Planning is considered to be a decision making tool and it is also an essential thing in managerial function. It is considered to be purely a goal oriented or result oriented. Planning is entirely pervasive in nature. It is a never ending process, a continuous activity. Planning requires a lot of thought process, more intellectual skills, and planning is oriented towards a future course of action. So now let us see what are the types of planning from the management point of view. First one is strategic planning. It involves analyzing the competitive opportunities and threats, as well as the strength and weakness of the organization. And then we can determine how to position the organization to compete effectively in their environment. Strategic planning, which tells about the methods to streamline our business operation in order to identify the competitive strategy, the strength and weakness. Accordingly, we can able to align our path or a position for our organization in order to compete effectively in the environment. Next one is tactical planning. It is an intermediate range planning that is designed specifically to develop concrete and specific means to implement the strategic plan. So this type of planning requires the maximum time period of 1 to 3 years to propose tactical planning. Middle level managers often engage in tactical planning. But tactical planning is nothing but how to do the work more effectively uh, as per the formulation of the business goal. Next one is operational planning. Operation planning is a short range planning which is normally carried out less than a year. Operation planning involves planning of day-to-day work operations within the shop floor system that is specifically designed to take suitable action that supports both strategy as well as the tactical plan. Next one is contingency planning. It is nothing but special planning, normally used for situation when change cannot be foreseen in nature. It is said that what if scenario that a business manager needs to consider so that the company does not face any losses. So in order to overcome the loss situation, we have to go for a special type of planning called contingency planning. The importance of planning in a management function, establishing a proper direction. The planning is all about creation of business objectives and trying to meet them without any hassle. When you plan well, if you have the clarity on what you are going to achieve the goal, so your output will be a highly productive one. Whether it is a formal or informal organization, proper planning will give you the group or a team direction for meeting the objectives. We can also remove the risk involved in the work process through proper planning and achievement of the goal. So planning removes the risk involved in the decision you make. So sometimes plans are made to withstand the unforeseen circumstances in the business. By anticipating the risk involved in the planning process, we can reduce a lot of uncertainties in the future. So planning improves the business efficiency. A good planning in an organization that carries out all the activities in a very smooth manner without any friction. So without proper planning, a department may unknowingly utilize too many wastage of resources. So planning requires what to be done, when, how. So in a more efficient manner, we can do all the activities by reducing too many resources with the limited risk. What are the steps followed in planning process? First one is analyzing the given work environment, that is studying the condition of the work environment, then setting standard goals as well as the objective as per the strategic management point of view, identify the planning importance, set up various alternatives, evaluate each and every alternative, select the best alternative, formulate the final plan, that is derivative plan, make a budget and follow up, implement the plan, and do the review process again and again in order to get a better output. So, in nutshell, I conclude the unit one, the chapter. Planning is one of the main important function of management that involves formulation of various objectives for doing a business and determining the best possible course of action for achieving those objectives. Planning requires a manager uh, in order to be aware of the working condition and also the challenges that they are facing in every day-to-day activities. Based on that, they have to forecast and take a future predictions in a much better way. So with this information, I end the lecture on importance of planning in management. These are some of the online resources that are available. In the next meeting, we will see the other remaining topics and principles of management. So thank you all.